My name is Sienna Oberman. I'm from Los Angeles, California. There's a bug in front of my face. Sorry.
My name is Animal Siki. I'm from Skaneateles, New York.
My name is Annie Werner. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Do I have to state my name and all that?
My name's Jamie Jacobson. I'm from Bozeman, Montana, and I'm an independent filmmaker, and I'm here working with National Geographic Student Expeditions, leading a documentary on assignment team.
I'm here with my team doing a film on jobs and tourism or the art of Australia.
I'm doing a documentary on Australian culture.
I'm making a film about different jobs in Australia. In the beginning, we had conflicting ideas about what our final project should be. We probably had about 50 different ideas. We decided to do our film on how geography influences art in different regions of Australia.
Yesterday, we went to Alice Springs Desert Park. We interviewed a tour guide named Renata who gave us a background on Aborigine culture and art. We chose to interview Renata because we really wanted to interview an Aborigine. Originally, we wanted to interview her about how she was an expert on Aborigine culture, but it turns out she's just, or not just a tour guide, but she is a tour guide, not necessarily an expert. But it was really interesting because she was half Aborigine and half Australian.
My mum's full-blood Aboriginal, and my dad's from Melbourne.
At first, when we started interviewing her, she wasn't exactly clear on what we were asking because we had written the questions probably 5 minutes prior to the interview.
What do you mean?
I learned how important it is to have everything planned out and know specifically what your topic is. I also learned that it's really important to understand like a background and do research of what you're interviewing so you know how to make good questions.
I've done 3 interviews so far. I've interviewed Renata. She's a tour guide for Aboriginal culture. I've also interviewed Chris. He's our team leader for the National Geographic Wild Conservation expert. And Terry, our bus driver and tour guide.
My name's Terry Pierce.
Now I'm concerned about trying to get the didgeridoo player. He would be a great add to our short film documentary. Being in a team has taught me to be patient with others. This morning, one of my team members woke me up an hour before I should have. So I spent from 5 o'clock till 7 shooting a sunrise, and it was freezing. And I had to take my sleeping bag and cocoon myself with all my clothing and toast. I warmed up toast and put them at the feet of my sleeping bag, and that kept me pretty warm.
What?
Karl is an interesting man who loves to creep on people when they're being interviewed, and it's a delight to have him around. Spot the Karl. This is my new game, and every time we're interviewing someone, I have to look around and try to spot the Karl. And last time, interviewing a bus driver, he was in a tree, which which was kind of interesting. Heard him stomping around. I'm really surprised that he hasn't snuck under the tripod yet.
Right now it's towards the end of the trip and we've done 6 interviews. A few days ago we did Andrew, the didgeridoo player. Yesterday we did Paul, the marine biologist.
Avatar.
Today we interviewed Chris again for the second time.
That was a big mistake. Chris is unforgettable.
The last interview we just did like a half an hour ago with Chris, we didn't realize that it was our last interview and we really wanted something specific from Chris and we weren't exactly getting it.
Wow, that's a good question.
Working with the team has been pretty good. We all get along and we communicate really well and we each kind of have our own thing we do. Sienna tends to direct the interviews and Adam does a lot with the camera and I do a lot with audio. For the remaining time we just kind of have to sort all the footage and pick what we like and what we don't like and edit. A lot of editing.
Have fun with that.
I think I might like editing. Let you know.
Traveling to Australia with National Geographic Student Expeditions has improved my skills as a filmmaker and as a director, and also learning how to work with a producer. I think it's helped me learn how to do documentaries and kind of just technicalities with it, B-roll. It helps me a lot with interviews and directing them because I really learned how to work with people and how to get a more positive interview, you know, how to get them to show emotions, like how important it is to have clear questions. National Geographic Student Expeditions in Australia has really opened my eyes to the world in both an environmental and a cultural sense.
While traveling to Australia as a filmmaker, it's taught me how to make a better documentary. Lighting, camera work, angles, B-roll, and sequences. As a person, working on this project has been a good experience, working with a lot of people and combining all the different ideas together has been pretty fun.
Traveling to Australia and working on this film has taught me as a filmmaker that you need to be organized because if you're not, things won't get done and you won't have a film in the end. And then as a person, I learned to become more open-minded and to hear and accept what other people are saying and also give my opinion even if I don't necessarily think others will agree with it.
I've seen so much growth in the Filmies over the course of our time here in Australia. And when we started off, nobody really knew each other. I think folks didn't really know what sort of role they wanted to occupy, and it took a while for everybody to get comfortable. But then once that happened, people really started moving as a unit. Everybody working together as a team, and the process just flowed really well, and it was so exciting for me as the trip leader to see everybody come together in this way and really just start to find their own voice as a filmmaker and go after their vision and just be so passionate about what they were doing, and I'm just so excited to see the final product.